الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه ثم ما بعد. اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين وعنوا برحمتك كلمة الحق والدين. لله رب العالمين. So let's do a quick review of the last few times, inshallah. Who can tell me the events that we're in? What is the surah that is relevant to the events that we're going through right now? Which surah? Surah Al-Fatih, mashallah, Surah Al-Fatih, right? And what year of Hijrah are we in? Year number? That's right, year number 6 of Hijrah. I think the third episode of which event? Which major event in the seerah? Which major event? Hudaybiyah. Mufti is the only one who's paying attention, man. Like, where is everyone else? You guys not have coffee today? Or is it the effects of the defeat of the Seahawks again? Okay. So this is the Hudaybiyah, right? And we talked about the books of Seerah call Hudaybiyah two things. Sulh al-Hudaybiyah is one way the books of Seerah refer to it, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah or the Peace of Hudaybiyah. And the other way the books of Seerah refer to it as Ghazwat al-Hudaybiyah. Very famous writers of Seerah consider this one of the Ghazawat of the Prophet ﷺ, although as we know there was no battle, except that this was an event that was on the brink another major war with Quraysh, right? But it didn't happen. And just as a quick review, the Prophet ﷺ, we know he saw a vision that he's making Umrah. The Sahaba lined up with him. He took with him 1,400 companions. They took the Hadi with them. They went to Mecca. The Quraysh started to find out. They took a different route. And they get to Hudaybiyah. And Hudaybiyah today is located roughly between where and where? Which two cities? Between Jeddah and Mecca. Between Jeddah and Mecca. So we talked about the fact that the Prophet ﷺ went, if he's heading south, he went this way, not straight south, when he heard about the army of who? Who came to intercept them from the Quraysh who was sent? Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu. So Khalid bin Walid was the one that was sent to intercept the Muslims. And then finally, as a quick summary, I said that the particular series of events of Hudaybiyah, you can break up into two main things. Thing number one is the attack that didn't occur by Sayyidina or an expedition of the Quraysh. Sayyidina Khalid had gone back. Another group of men had gone well armed to attack the Muslims at the time of which prayer? Fajr. And what was the major event then? By many of the books of Seerah, this was when Salatul Khawf was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ. So a group of you will pray and a group of you will defend, and then you will swap. This is when that happened. But anyway, this particular this was one part of Hudaybiyah. Part one was the attack, or the attack that didn't happen, and then part two was the negotiations that went back and forth, of which there were quite a few, and we covered some of them last time. I think inshallah we complete them today. So this is roughly the series of events. Just very quickly about the attack. So the Quraysh tried to surprise attack. These ahadith can be found in Sahih Muslim. So if you want to go back and read up on the ahadith, we always try to tie seerah to the Quran and to ahadith of the Prophet ﷺ. You can find these in Hadith Muslim. But roughly 80 men, 80 people, 80 soldiers of the Quraysh were captured and we talked about the area today is where the Tan'im Masjid is. There's a masjid called Masjid al-Tan'im, that's roughly the area that they were in. And the Prophet ﷺ, to show goodwill, returned them all back to the Quraysh to prove furthermore, without a doubt, that he's coming for peace, he's coming for the Umrah. And then the emissaries, so part 2 of Hudaybiyah is all the emissaries going back and forth starts. The first person that was sent was a neutral from the tribe of Khuza'ah, called Budayl ibn Warqa, and he came to them and he said, you guys should turn around, you don't want to battle, and so forth. And he came back, really with nothing in his hand. He tried to convince the Quraysh to let him come in to make the Umrah, and the Quraysh said, no, we never sent you in the first place. This was just a volunteer thing that you did. We're not interested in what you have to say. The second one that was sent with an official capacity from the Quraysh, and his name is Urwa ibn Mas'ud al-Thaqafi, and he's from the city of Ta'if, so another major Arab superpower, right? Ta'if is to the south of Mecca. Ta'if is who rejected the Prophet ﷺ at the very early days of Br.Aala. And he came back, and he saw how the Muslims were with the Prophet ﷺ. He saw how the Sahaba respected and revered and loved the Prophet ﷺ. He saw how when the Prophet ﷺ would be making wudu, very quickly, we went over last time, they would run and they would capture the water from him, right? Then they would use that for their own wudu. He saw all of this, and he came back and he said the following to the Quraysh. He said the following to the people of Quraysh. He said, you won't be able to win them over. Number 2, the people that he's with are absolutely going to defend him to the end. Even the women that are with him will defend him until the end. If you wish to fight him, you're definitely going to get a fight. They're not going to run away. They don't care what happens to them, for the specific protection of the Prophet ﷺ. And so he was moved by what he saw. He didn't say this to the Prophet ﷺ. Later on, what happens to this person?